One UI 8 versus One UI 8.5. It's pretty crazy that we already have One UI 8.5. So whilst we have it, let's show you some differences between the current software and the one we're going to get next year. Welcome back to SamMobile TV. You're here with Daniel. Yes, we got One UI 8.5. We've done a full hands-on video already, looking at some of the new stuff that One UI 8.5 brings. But since it's come out and I've had time using it, I found other stuff as well that's new versus One UI 8. So let's break down the differences and show you what you're going to be able to do in One UI 8.5 versus One UI 8. The most obvious place to start is the quick panel because I have it open. As you can see, the quick panel that I have set up here on One UI 8.5 is very different to the quick panel that I've got set up here on One UI 8. And that's because you can customize it way more. So if I hit the pencil icon here and the pencil icon here, what you will immediately see is way more toggles and buttons and sort of, I guess you could say, indications of things that you can do. In terms of the panel settings here, nothing has changed there. That's still the same, except for now you can reset the quick panel layout. So if I go back, maybe let's do that. Hit reset quick panel layout, and this is going to go back to default. As you can see, exactly the same in a way as what we've already got here on One UI 8. But let's show you how you can change it. Well, for one, that's already massive. That's a little bit different. Let's hit the pencil icon and the pencil icon. So you can still hold and change things, but what you can see is an immediate way that change things size. So with the Wi-Fi and the Bluetooth toggles, they don't have to be that big. I can drag them in to be smaller and then put them next to each other, which then means I could potentially bring in some other things. Like I use Smart View all the time. I'll move that up near the top, up there, and then I can bring that. And then I also use Smart Things all the time. So I can bring this up the top. I'll put it here, drag it smaller, and then drag it there. And now I've got 4 toggles right at the top that I potentially could interact with quite frequently. Some would say maybe move them to the bottom, but I think they look good up there. Can I do that over here? Well, I can definitely move that to there. I definitely can move these up here, but then that's it. That's all you can do. And if I don't want, let's say something like nearby devices, or if I don't want modes on 8.5, they're gone. What you also see here is the option to resize the brightness and the volume panels. So I can drag them in and be smaller. And then I also can drag them to be longer. So if I want them to be longer and move them over here, I can do that. So next I want to add some controls in. So I had some trouble doing this with One UI 8.5 the other day. So if I hit add a control, it does continue to bug out. There was a way I was able to get it to work, but just doesn't seem like I'm going to be able to do it. I did get it to work, and you were able to see a whole bunch of other controls that you can control, but as you can see, it's still bugging out because it's very buggy early build of the software. But I can then move things like the media panel, move it up to there. I can move the quick panel a little bit lower. And because I can't seem to get other controls in at the moment, I'm just going to bring these back to, it's very buggy, as you can see. Oh, and I've lost the volume control. Maybe I haven't. No, I haven't. Okay. Whew. You can see there's also a nice little animation when you long press on something. The animations, that's nifty. That's new. I'll put these back to long because I can't fix it yet. And then if I want to move the quick panel down to there we go. It's different to what I had it before when I started. And that's the whole point, is it can be different now. You can customize this to be any way you like because you have freedom. It should have been like that from here, well, from One UI 7 even, but at least Samsung are adapting and learning from others because obviously this is very much an iOS style quick panel that they've implemented here. Diving into the settings, you're going to see a bit of a difference when it comes to the settings menu. Not a drastic one. It just has a bit more contrast and punch about it. Like its separation between the foreground and the background seems a bit stronger. And it just seems like it's a bit more fluid as well. As you can see, there's like a more gradient sort of background there versus just a sharp continuation of what's there. It looks better. It looks better. And the search bar is down the bottom now instead of just an icon at the top there. It actually is a search bar with a microphone attached to it. What you also notice too is the labels in the settings menu has disappeared. Where here it gives you the title and then what's in there, doesn't do that over here. It just gives you the title and that's it. Definitely Samsung are changing things up for One UI 8.5. There's some visual differences to things like the battery menu. That's got a bit of an overhaul and a change when it comes to how it looks and the way it's presented. Nothing really different in there apart from the fact you have the battery icon background removed. That can be re-added, but I actually like the clean look of it not having the battery icon indicator and just the percentage. It's preferable for me. Other little differences too, like the connected devices with Samsung DeX has got a visual change. It's nothing more than that here. Samsung DeX has got a new upgrade where you can add a desktop. It's not working right now, but that's the change for DeX that's existing. Now, in the last video, I said that Galaxy AI hasn't got any sort of visual upgrades. And that's true of the menu, but it's not true of the actual function. So if I head in here into the camera and let's just find a photo, one that might have something that needs to be removed. There we go. That looks pretty good to me. That looks pretty good to me. Now, first of all, the gallery, I'll go into that a little bit more detailed in a moment when I cover the apps differences. You can see the menu's got like this lifted circular or oval shaped stretched out menu as opposed to just a flat menu at the bottom. Let's hit Galaxy AI. This one's the same photo. As you can see, it's downloading the image from cloud, and that shouldn't take long. There we go. So straight away, you see the difference. You've got sort of an animation and like a gradient colorway down the bottom here versus just nothing. Here you have to swipe between the options, and here you can just tap. Now the restyle is just the portrait style stuff that existed before. It's just now called restyle. Outside of that though, it's not really functionally much different. There's still the suggest erases that's existing up there, but now you just get the different toggles instead of everything being there automatically. The toggles exist. So you can either have something to move, change the angle, or remove something from the photo. It's still all the same. Nothing has sort of changed in terms of its function and operation. It still will perform, except for the fact that now automatically removes. There's not that extra step. They've removed that step, which is nice. And then you hit generate and it fills in the image. Outside of that, the function performs very similar apart from that small little change. See it do its thing. Gone. You can, actually, this is one that I really liked, is you've got keep editing or save copy. Sometimes when you do this, you're like, I actually noticed something else that I need to remove and you want to keep editing. But here you have to save the copy, go back into it, or just hit the back icon. Here you can just keep editing and continue to add on. You've also got the generative edit where you can go back and edit it. That's, I guess, the back toggle there. But the keep editing one is just allow you to continue what you've done instead of going back and having to do it again. Like that. I'll show you what it does. It just takes you back to it. And then you also have a button here where you have a history of what you've done. Yeah, Samsung have really thought this through and added some cool stuff in. And then I'm just going to hit save copy now that it's done. Save copy there. Nice work. Samsung introduced log video recording. And what I noticed with One UI 8.5 with log is gone is just the correct color that existed before. So if I go and find a log video that I took, here's one. If I swipe up on that, it just says correct color and then you correct it. That's gone in replacement of something even better. I found this almost straight away after I recorded the video, annoyingly enough. So if I go and find a log video that I took yesterday, where I took a bunch of them, I think it's in an album that I'm working on. Here we go. So if I swipe up on this, that whole correct color is gone, but it's being replaced with something better. If I hit this edit icon and I go into here, you've got the option now for LUT previews. Now, it's very early, I actually don't think the color profiles that they're putting on here are much good yet because they're not finished. But the fact is that Samsung have got pre-built LUTs in there. And you've also got the option of just adjusting it completely yourself, which means I can go in and add things like contrast and highlights and adjust all of them with the video that I've captured myself in log and completely tune it to what I like. Whereas here, it's just the correct color and that's it. Hopefully, what we're going to see is Samsung adding the option for LUTs to be able to be downloaded and added in yourself, but that's a great start and it can be done on device. And that's going to be important. Samsung seem to be adding in more pro video features. I said there was no changes to the camera, and that's partially true because I found one very small in detail, but it's here. In pro video mode, you actually now have the option to shoot 8K in 25 frames per second. I know a lot of cinematographers like that 25 option just because it's half of 50 and there's a lot of things that can be done with that frame rate, whereas it doesn't exist in One UI 8 to shoot in that 8K 25. It's just 8K 24 or 8K 30. So I can imagine that's going to be a big sort of deal for creators to get that hands on that sort of feature. And what I also really liked in Pro Video, and it's also Pro Photo mode, is this clean preview button. If I hit that, it removes all of the distraction toggles. It removes all the distracting toggles out of the way and just gives you that clean preview of your screen. Obviously, it doesn't exist yet in One UI 8 because that's One UI 8. This is One UI 8.5. So that's in Pro Video, and that's also in Pro Photo mode as well. You can go in here and see that toggle. Awesome. Also, some features when it comes to the phone app. You've got direct voicemail here, and direct voicemail will allow the caller to leave a voicemail message, and then I can send calls to voicemail from the More Options menu on the incoming call screen. You can set it to be automatically after ringing for a certain amount of time, or I can still answer while the caller is recording their message. And then it's also got tied into Transcript Assist too, where it can auto-transcript the call that's coming in. And that's a good place to go now when it comes to visual redesign of apps. Samsung have adopted what I think is very iOS-like icons and interactions, in that you now have sort of ways to be able to swap between things a bit more centrally as opposed to a bit more spaced out. And rather than have the name, it's bunched together and you've just got the toggles. So you can see you've got the keypad, you've got the recents, and you've got the contacts grouped together, and there's almost like a shadow behind it, like it's lifted above. That has also made its way into things like the gallery. So if I get out of the editing process of 8K, you'll see here that has made its way here, and also in icons at the top. And tapping on things, sort of, you get those icons lifted above, and that's part of the new UI, as well as part of the new UI being the album headers sort of looking like that too. Samsung seem to be putting some more touches into things, and that again, My Files has that same thing. My Files. You can see My Files has got a drastically different appeal about it now, with a search icon down the bottom. And you can see everything just feels a bit more thought out in its placement. Samsung have put more attention to detail. Again, that's the third time they've changed this thing, where instead of cards, it's now just circles. And I'd actually prefer that. Much cleaner, takes up less space, and still gets the job done. Well done. Oh, I like this too. The downloads thing here gives you some categories of things that have been downloaded and where they're from. Awesome. The gallery change for me is massive. Like, I actually really like that style here better. It's visually more appealing, and it still makes sense. Like, it still is clean and aesthetically pleasing, and it's just everything's grouped together a lot nicer. And private albums now default instead of needing to be a Gallery Labs feature too. Now, in terms of what is upcoming, what I did find in some back-end areas of the phone is some looks at what potentially could be coming in the future. There's a toggle here that I found called Support APV, which is that video codec that everyone's sort of been talking about. So I'm excited to see what that potentially will look like on future phones. It doesn't do anything here. I toggle this on, I get out of it, go back into it, and the toggle gets turned off. So there's nothing in here that I can activate to get a look at what it does, but the fact it's sort of sitting in there potentially means that something is coming built into One UI 8.5. Of course, as luck would have it, as soon as I finish the video, a new update appears. So that's cool. Anyway, in this new update, there's only a couple of extra differences that we've noticed. The first is actually quite a cool one. There's a new screen recording mechanic where you actually can record a portion of the screen, not just the whole screen. So when you swipe down for screen recording, it comes up with whole screen or portion. I liked that a lot. And then I also noticed something too in notifications above a message. It said that there's notification summaries that it can sort of create longer threads and summarize them. I went searching for that in the settings and I found it when I hit search, but then I couldn't find exactly where it was in the settings itself. It wasn't part of notifications. So I don't know whether that's meant to be there or whether that's just a hidden thing that's just appeared. Not sure, but hopefully when the final version does come out, we'll be able to show you all that sort of stuff. It won't be for a while though, or at least maybe until the beta starts. Then there's some extra stuff that we found after as well. There's like a new live notification for the torch, which appears in the now bar. And that's kind of cool also. And that's really so far what we've got. Obviously there's other stuff that you can go check out on our website, but One UI 8.5 is shaping up to be a huge update. Now that's a lot of the big visual changes that is coming from One UI 8 to 8.5 and some of the function changes as well. I'm going to direct you to our website because every time something little gets found and discovered, we write about it on there. So make sure you go check us out at SamMobile.com because every change that we find with One UI 8.5, however minute it might be, we're going to write about it and that's the place to find out about it. For big stuff, big comparisons, subscribe to SamMobile TV. This is where we'll go through visual changes, camera changes, software changes. This is the place you want to find out about that stuff. And our socials. Go check us out on TikTok, Instagram, and everywhere you can find SamMobile. See you guys next time. Thanks.